So we got a new set of lights from NovSight. It is the 6-inch Cyber 1 series. Sorry, there's so many Halo series on mine. I keep wanting to say Halo. This is the Cyber 1 series. This is a different type of light.
It's a dual purpose light. There's a lot of lighting featured on this one, all underneath one housing, and they come in 2 colors, orange and black, and of course we got orange to accent our oranges on this.
Yeah, Badlands orange.
Yes.
Of course, all the oranges inside. We may change some of that stuff on the outside when we wrap the vehicle finally. But we'll see. Okay, we'll move to the table. She will try to do the entire shot without coughing.
Wish me luck.
Good luck, you'll need it. I'm gonna try to make her laugh as much as humanly possible. Okay, see you at the table.
You suck. Okay, here's our box. Very nice packaging as always. So it is a really big box. These are really big, heavy lights. We actually have paper instructions for this. As always, you have the orange lenses, your 2 black lenses right here. You have a after-sales service and warranty registration cards right here. So, not sure if you guys can see that. Got light 1. These are heavy. These are very, very heavy because they're all metal. They're very well made. There's the other one. Your wire bundle. It does have a controller somewhere. And your bracket. And your hardware. There you go. All right. Let me lay all this out. That way you guys can get an idea of what we're doing. Okay, so this is everything. Your 2 lights, beefy brackets, wiring harness. They do have a different plug, so we're not going to be able to plug in on the existing harness that we have. We're going to have to change it because these are a 5-pin instead of a 4-pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our old lights that we have on Diamond, all the Halos and the KCs that we have on Ben, all of those are 4-pin, where this is an entirely new plug. It is wider to accommodate for that, and it's 5. So we have to rerun everything again to put these on, which is fine. I'm going to turn this over to Sean. He's going to explain what all of these lights do and how we're going to set it up.
Just like all the other ones, you have the mounting hardware that goes through here. So right here, it goes down. As you can tell, there's little indentions on either side. This will hold the bolt that you're putting through the bottom steady here while you tighten that out on the bottom side. You do have the holes on the side, which are just a hole and a slot. That way you can aim the light to wherever you want. You do have all the mounting hardware, as well as this right here is a rubber pad, if I can get it out. The rubber's all stuck to it. Rubber pad that will go underneath that it'll protect whatever you're putting it on, which is really nice for the fact that most other lights I've seen doesn't have this. This is a really nice light setup. It has this to protect your bumper paint. That way it's not metal finish, and it won't move easily when you get it cinched down. like I said, the rest of the hardware, you do have the harness here, like she said. You do have the controller, which is right here. Now what we are going to do when we install this is we're actually going to have all this on the outside of the car in the engine bay, and this is going to be ran through the firewall up to above the driver's visor. We are going to hook this up to the aux switch that the original one was hooked up to from the KC. We just want to make sure that we can utilize all the lights. Now, as you can tell, you have the 4 round lights right here. These are the round spotlights. And then you have the lights that are here. There are 3 lights in the center. As you can tell, they're kind of a diamond shaped color, or diamond shaped. These are your driving lights. Now they do have low and high beam, which I was surprised. I did not think they had that, or they were gonna come that way, but you do have spotlights and you do have low and high beam driving lights. These would actually be perfect for, say for instance, a side-by-side, because you have the lights here and then you have the spotlights out on the outer edges. The nice thing about these is you don't have to have all the lights on at the same time. You can choose the spotlight or the driving lights, whichever one you want. If we ever get a side-by-side, this will be the lights we go with because it is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, here's all the lights right here.
Okay. But we will go ahead and go through the installation process. We've already disassembled Jill's car, or Bronco, to be able to install these. We remove the other light setup. We will run them the same way. I'll go through the process of why I'm doing it that way and where we're gonna run the stuff. We won't go through the process of pulling off the panels. Every car is gonna be different. If you have a Bronco like ours, we've run all our lights the same way for the ditch lights, and we'll go through why we're doing that. So we'll go ahead and see you at the car. Right now we have everything pretty much disassembled on this area right here. Obviously this piece right here goes there first. The other piece for the cowling that covers everything goes up there. I also pulled off the top of these, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, we have the connection over there. That's where the main power box is, for right there. And the cables are gonna run basically through that opening right there. As you can see, there's a opening right there. It's gonna run there and to that light, and then this wire right here is gonna run all the way through that channel, probably behind all that stuff, zip tie it up out of the way so it doesn't get caught in the windshield wipers, and then out this side into the light, and there's the other plug. The reason I had to take all this apart is because there is access to this opening right here, which is where this is coming from, right there. There's an opening right there that keeps it away from this. Now this does get a little bit close, but we will zip tie it out of the way, nice and neat, as well as make sure that when we put this back on, it doesn't pinch it or get in the way of the fitment for this. It usually will sit in a channel like right here when it goes in, or right here. And we just need to make sure that we can get that set up. Now, I did put the lights on already, on the brackets at least. These are from JCR Off Road. They aren't tightened down all the way, as you can tell, because I still have to put the trim panel on this. Now there's 2 different set screws. You have the larger and the smaller. Obviously the larger is the pivot point. This is basically just to tighten it down to where it goes. We haven't tightened everything down just yet because we want to make sure that when we take it out at night, we can cinch it down and then adjust it and then cinch it down for the final fitment. Now, I'll go ahead and set you pretty much on the table and we'll go through some of the processes of going. I'll probably speed through 90% of it. This took way more time than I thought. It took me 25 minutes to wire this up. It's not as pretty as I wanted because I wanted this all to be kept back there, but I couldn't put all this harness through the wire bundle or through the zip tie I put back there. So I just kind of zip tied it out of the way right here. It's a little bit visible, but you're not going to look at it. You're not going to see it unless you intentionally look this way. If I ever take this fender off, I will remove this and I'll put it over there. Now we have to go through the process of running it through that point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure it on that side where it needs to be, and then I will run the cable through back here somewhere, probably behind all that, and zip tie it back there because right here it won't get in the way, and then we'll go from there. So thank you for Jill to come out and help. Motivation, yell at me.
I do not.
Occasionally, when I deserve it.
Your battery's in the red. You may want to stop and change it.
Okay. So the camera went dead during the installation of this. Now, while the camera was charging, or we got a new battery, we went ahead and rerouted some of the wiring. Now, as you can tell, the plug that was sitting right here is no longer here. We actually ran it down under here and made the connection down under this. There's a big enough gap where it just kind of hangs there. It's zip tied out of the way, that way it doesn't bang around. As well as this. So the wiring bundle was zip tied to this right here. What we ended up doing is we took the fender liner off, and it is pretty much sitting right here against the outside portion of this beam right here. This is one of your beams for your vehicle, basically your structure. We had zip tied to the other side of that, and it's all the way in the back there. We also loosened up the wiring here. There's a zip tie right here. It's just basically a loop. That way it frees up a little bit of the tension on it, as well as we made it longer here. That way it goes down inside of there. Now, please excuse the very, very awful wiring job. This is not the way it's going to be done permanently. I just wanted to make sure that as we changed everything out, we did a simple connection to make sure the lights work. The lights do work. All we need to do now is put on the centerpiece right there, which is up there, as well as route this through the inside of the car. Now, we won't do that just yet. What we are going to do is we're going to finish off this portion, bolt down these permanently, and then we will do the wiring. And then we have to actually take all this off. So we're not going to do this on this video. We're going to do it later on. We are going to put it pretty much right here. So there's your light switches, or your aux switches. We are going to put the switch for the light right here. Turn that off. But this way we can show you guys exactly how the lights work while we have the controller out here after we get it finalized. So we'll be right back. We'll go ahead and set it up. Okay, we finally got it all wired up. We actually ran the switch to the inside, and I'll show you where I put it. It's up above the visor. We didn't want it down below. We wanted it up kind of out of the way where we could see it as well, where if any of the lights are on, we know. Jill, go ahead and get in the car. I'll move the camera to show you the differences of the lights. There are multiple different modes, and we'll go ahead and show you those in just a second. Okay, now turn them on once. Now that right there is the low beams. Go ahead and hit it one more time. Right there is the high beams. Turn it again one more time.
That's both.
And that is both. Now hit it one more time. That right there is the driving lights. So it's just basically not your low beams, just your regular driving lights. Not super bright, it's just visual that you're there. Hit it one more time. Again, low beams, high beams, and then both. So you have 3 different modes for these, and then go ahead and hit your spotlights again. And that is bright as hell. Now we do have to go out and when it's dark and actually kind of align these. I did leave the things in the center console. That way we can adjust these as we need them when it's nighttime. We were going to try to get this out last week. We did have a hurricane roll through. It wasn't too bad. We will show some pictures of some of the flooding around our area. It was pretty bad. In fact, the day I wanted to finish this video, I was assisting vehicles either getting unstuck or getting out of our road. There was a vehicle that was pretty much flooded out right in the middle, and we had to do a lot of vehicles either turning them around or guiding them through. They did go right dead center in the middle of the road,
yeah.
So either side was going to be soft with all the dirt and mud and stuff, and we really had to.
Yeah, I used the truck to block the road a
Yeah.
couple times to get people to turn around, just, you know.
But there are some vehicles like buses that could not turn around that we had to guide through the area. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't put out a video last week because of that. But, you know, weather happens. Florida. Florida happens. But we'll show the video of these on at night, how they look, and we'll show the pictures of the flooding that happened in our area. So again, anybody that lived in Florida or anybody else that was affected for the hurricane,
we're praying for you.
You know, praying for you guys. We weren't affected that bad, just inconvenience of a crap ton of water. That's pretty much it. My Bronco handled it very well. Didn't have to worry about it. It's not the lifted Bronco like hers or the dog's. Mine's the skipped leg day Bronco.
The black one.
But
Diamond.
it still was high enough to get through some of the water. So
yeah, the Bronco's intakes are up here, not down below
They're
like
higher.
most cars. So that's why that one lady stalled out, because
the water,
she just
the
sucked
water
it all
fording.
in.
So
yeah.
Anyways, we'll go ahead and cut it here. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, don't forget anything from NovSight lighting wise, you get 20% off using the code down below. Of course, I'll probably link it throughout the video as well, just to annoy the living crap out of all you people, so that way you guys can get 20% off. So anyways, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hope to see you next video. Bye.
Bye.